Hey, what is up guys? Kokatan Luffy here. Today I am kind of ecstatic. I'm really tired. I actually had a really long day at work, but I am still more excited than I sound right now, and it's because Phantasy Star Online 2 is back online. So yeah, I'm sorry, I was typing in my password and you couldn't multitask. So anyway, so yeah, Phantasy Star Online 2 is back online for a limited group of people. If you live in Japan, you're probably fine. If you're outside of Japan, you're probably experiencing a lot of connectivity issues or not being able to connect at all to the game. Not too long ago, I'll back up a little bit. If you're not familiar with Phantasy Star Online 2, well, not only Phantasy Star Online 2, but some troubles that the game has been having recently. There was actually a distributed denial of service attack, or a DDoS, that was inflicted on the servers a little over 2 weeks ago. So it took a really long time for the servers to come back online. What a DDoS attack is basically an exploit that, or malware, or maybe it starts from malware, but someone who wants to crash a server with a DDoS exploit or hack, I don't know, whatever you want to call it, what they end up doing is sending a whole bunch of requests to a game or a server, basically. So you send all these requests to connect to a server, so much so that, like, basically kind of crashes, or caves in on itself, because there's so many connections trying to be made. So that's what happened to Phantasy Star. And the thing about a DDoS attack is they could last anywhere, I think, from a certain number of hours, maybe a few hours, to a few days even. So that's what happened to Phantasy Star Online 2. It was DDoSed, and the game was down for over 2 weeks. So today is July 3rd. Thursday, July 3rd. It's probably about 9 p.m. or so. 8 or I think it's about 9. So California time, SoCal. So I'm on the game, and the only reason I decided to check is I went on to a few different websites that I use to follow the game, and someone had mentioned that the Phantasy Star was up if you were a Time Warner Cable subscriber. So if you were a Time Warner Cable subscriber, and basically you wouldn't have any problems connecting to the game, you could just go for it and have fun. So I decided to try it. If you are familiar with the game, then you're gonna know that the game is completely in Japanese. Now, there is a translation pack. If you're looking at my screen, you'll notice that the game is pretty much fully translated, outside for a few messages, like a few status alerts and things, but the game is pretty much fully translated, and the thing about it is it's awesome, because this game is you could play it in Japanese, but it's a little difficult, you know. Once you understand, there's a lot of really good guides and sources out there you can use, but you could play this game. But anyway, this English patch basically translates everything for you, and it's great. The thing about I didn't mean to do this quest. The other thing about the translation patch is that it uses a tool. The team who created the patch is, or at least they go by the name ArcSlayer, or that's their webpage. You can go and basically get information on how to install the game, how to set up the game, and all that other stuff. I actually will be making a video on that soon, or hopefully soon, as long as the game continues to be open to you know, American players, or as the game opens up, because right now a lot of people are having connectivity issues, or they're being blocked. But I plan on doing a video to you know, go into how to set up the game and have fun with it. But back on the subject of the DDoS originally, yeah, I believe ever since the DDoS, they are slowly kind of coming back online. Not everybody's been able to connect. A lot of people have growing concerns that, there's growing concerns that there may be an IP block for American players, and maybe just everybody outside of Japan. Sega still doesn't know who triggered the DDoS, who caused the DDoS, what third party, outside third party decided to exploit the server, but it's a problem, and I don't know if Sega is, you know, upset. I mean, it seems like they recovered pretty well, but and they did compensate the players. Like, for all the days that we missed, we got like a bunch of rare drop rate boosters and experience boosters and a few extra stuff for grinding or whatever. But they did compensate us, which was nice. Yeah, we're not entirely sure what's going on, because we figure that, you know, everybody should be able to play. You know, if you live in Japan, and like I said, Time Warner Cable subscribers can connect to this game, but it seems like everybody else is still having an issue. So I don't really know what's going to happen. I really hope that they wouldn't decide to inflict an IP ban. If you read the terms of service, or let me go back. Originally, when I played the game in during the open beta in Japan, there was no rule or regulation about outside or players outside of Japan. But shortly after the game had been out for a little while, I want to say maybe 3 or 4 months into it, they decided to put something in their terms of service stating that the game was for, you know, citizens or people who lived in Japan. You know, it was for Japan only. And if you were playing on their servers, you're technically breaking one of their rules. Now, it didn't say that you'd be penalized in any way, but it seemed like they wanted to put that out there. So I don't know if eventually they're going to just go ahead and ban other people, but they haven't done that so far to American players. Now, not too long ago, Phantasy Star Online was released in, I believe it was China and other Asian regions as Phantasy Star Online 2C or SEA. That game was actually fully translated in English as well as Chinese and other Asian languages. And with it being fully English, which is kind of cool because it's kind of like gives us a nod that, you know, hey, this game is translated. For whatever reason, it's still not in America, but I mean, like, I don't know, I feel like Sega's been working on it. They even have a website up in America. But anyway, yeah, so they actually released this server, Sega released this server for Asian players, and those same Asian players now had a Phantasy Star to call their own. But right after that, they decided to IP ban, or IP block, the same region which they just gave Phantasy Star to. So, basically, if you lived in any of those regions where the game came out, or the Asian game came out, you could not play the Japanese version of the game. And a lot of people are concerned that will inevitably happen with the American release of the game, if it ever comes out. And maybe some people are even worried about there just being an IP ban because of the recent DDOS attack. And yeah, I mean, it's a problem. It's a problem because a lot of people have invested a lot of time, just like any other MMO. You invest a lot of time, but also a lot of money into the game. Now, realistically, if you read the terms of service, we're outsiders, and we are breaking the rules by playing on their server. They are tolerating us. They're allowing us to draw breath in their game. But it just seems, in my opinion, a little unfair, because I feel like, you know, the reason they're allowing us to play on their server is because it doesn't exist, you know, in our country yet. And, you know, they're making money off of us. But I feel that it would be wrong to just kind of release the game and then be like, oh, block everybody, and like, that's it, enjoy your version of the game. Hopefully, you know, Sega of that country does, you know, a great job localizing and putting, you know, in-game promotions and quests and things in the game, you know, as good as Japan, because chances are they're not, or at least in the past, you know, Sega has shown that, you know, Sega of America has shown that they're not on top of Phantasy Star like Japan is, or Sega Japan. So we're usually missing a lot of content, weapons, quests. I mean, the thing goes on. But yeah, it's kind of a concern, and we're hoping that Sega comes out and they say something to address this, or we don't get IP blocked and we can still enjoy the Japanese game, because like I said earlier, the game is pretty much fully translated by Ark's Lair. So if you're interested in Phantasy Star, I would totally suggest checking out their website and setting it up, because once you create your account, I mean, the game is free. Now, before I say any more about how free the game is free. It is free to play, and like most free to play games, there is a little bit of a catch. Now, with Phantasy Star, you can pretty much get everything in the game without ever having to use real money. Just use the in-game currency. I always don't really know how to pronounce it. I think it's Meseta or Mesetas or something like that, but or Mestas. But anyway, the in-game currency will get you pretty far if you know how to save your money and how to work the player shops. You can, you know, you can go far, and you don't ever have to spend real money. But if you do want to go ahead and pay for a premium package or a subscription, it's like a monthly based thing. Either you don't pay monthly, but when you pay for, you know, and you buy this credit or whatever with real money, you can have like a premium subscription that lasts either a month or 2 months or 3 months, and it allows you to have priority access when going into servers, or blocks I should say, or you know, you can have a room. I mean, it's a lot of stuff. You know, you get some really nice incentives, but you don't have to pay for it. You can just use in-game currency to get everything. And sometimes you can use another currency they have called Fun Points, which you get just for logging in every day, to spend on items that could, you know, give you a premium subscription. So there's a lot of ways around it, around actually paying. And the game is great. There's a lot of content. It looks beautiful. I could go on. But yeah, to make a long story short, this game has a lot to offer, and I feel that, you know, people should give it a shot. So Ark's Lair has translated the game. You can go and download the game, get it set up, and you can have fun. And you can play on the PC and the PS Vita. So it's awesome in that regard. But like I said, there's growing concerns about the future of the game and the future of this game in other regions, and if that means we will inevitably lose our accounts. So that's another problem. So in my opinion, the way I look at it, it's free to play. I've spent some money on the game to get items and stuff, and mostly cosmetic items. And I've enjoyed it, and I feel like, you know, it's a fun way to wait for the game, you know, when it finally does reach, you know, America. If it does. So I'm not gonna be too upset if they, you know, IP block us, but I really would hope that if they do, they would offer some way of transferring over your save or something. So yeah, so I'm going to do a video pretty soon about how to set up the game and information on how to make an account, and I hope to do more Phantasy Star videos soon. Hopefully some with my friends once this whole DDoS thing dies down. And once it dies down and people start, you know, trickling back into the game. So that's all for now. I'm going to end this video. Kokatan Luffy, that's me. Thanks for listening, and talk to you guys soon. Hope you found this information to be useful. Anyway, take care, guys. Thanks for listening.